When I reviewed your business financial information, I could see that you kept things, my phrase, clean as a whistle. Not always the case when you look at small businesses. So, what's your advice to business owners on that subject?
Well, just your books should be honest. Don't try to bury personal expenses in the books. And it's confusing to a buyer if you can picture, well, I have my daughter's car and my son his vacation to Europe, and those are all buried in expenses. So I want some value out of that. When you buy the business from me, I want you to consider that that's value I earned from the business. Well, that gets confusing and messy for the buyer. So I think it's best just to keep the personal carve outs to a minimum. You know, dinner with your wife, okay, once in a while, that's not such a big deal. But when you start with major carve outs, that's a mess. And keep your books up to date. I know Mary is an accountant, and she kept things up to date. But even when we had the business, her time schedule was tightened up with Sean. He was there every month wanting the new month's figures because he kept an ongoing rolling average of our profitability for the prior 12 months. So that a buyer could come in and look in August, your profitability for the year prior was this. October, it was this, so forth and so on. So they could see if there was trends in seasonality, but just to see that you're consistent, that you're not basing everything on one good year or something. So the year end thing, which typical is for business tax returns and so forth, is great, but you should have that rolling average because I think it's a little bit more information for the buyer to make a decision on.